Hello everyone, welcome to Chem Analysis. In today's video, I will solve previous year organic chemistry questions of CSR NET December 2018, and in this video I will solve 10 questions and each questions are for 2 marks. So let's start this discussion. The first question we can see that we have to tell the order of the relative rate for cyclization for this 3-bromo-carboxylate. And if we see the structure, we can see that in all the cases this O minus will act as a nucleophile and it will attack on this carbon bromine bond to liberate the bromine as bromide minus. So in 3 cases, if we draw the structure, we will see that in the first case, if O minus attack at this carbon center through nucleophilic attack, it will form 1 2 3 4 4-membered lactone. 1 2 3 4, this will be the product. And for the second case, if O minus attacks at this carbon center, it will form 5-member ring, that is 1 2 3 4 5. That is for the second case. The generated lactone will be this one, and for the third case the generated lactone will be 1 2 3 4 5 and 6-member lactone. Now as we know that formation of 5-member ring occurs in faster rate than that of 6-member ring, and 4-member ring is formed at very slower rate. That means we can say that the rate of cyclization will be highest for B, then it will be for C, and the least reactive for the cyclization will be A. Therefore we can say that the rate of cyclization for this bromo-carboxylate will be option number 3. Is it okay? So next see latter question. Here it is given that this structure, this compound is given, and we have to perform HNO3 H2O oxidation. That means we have to tell about the stereochemistry, that is optical activity of the compound after oxidation of A with HNO3 H2O. If it undergoes HNO3 oxidation, then the terminal CHO group will get oxidized to corresponding carboxylic acid, and this primary alcohol will also get oxidized to corresponding acid, since HNO3 will oxidize both aldehyde and primary alcohol, not secondary alcohol. So the product generated will be, and if we draw this in Fischer projection, then it will look like, if you want to know that how we can easily convert a OH- formula to a Fischer projection, you can watch my previous video. I have discussed in that video the detailed concept of converting a OH- or Newman or flying wedge formula to a Fischer projection formula. So if we convert this OH- formula to a Fischer projection formula, since at this carbon OH group is above the plane, it will go on the left side and hydrogen will be on the right side. And for the latter carbon center, since here the OH group is below the plane at the dash orientation, so OH group will be on the left side, and at the terminal this CO2 OH group will present. Now in this structure we can see that there is a sigma plane passing along this carbon-carbon bond, and it will bisect this molecule into 2 equal halves. That means we can see that the oxidized product of A is generating a optically inactive meso product. So we can say that option number 2 will be the correct answer. Since there is a sigma plane, it will be optically inactive, and it is meso. The next question is about the reactivity of this diene for the Diels-Alder reaction. Now before solving this question, I want to mention one thing, that in the Diels-Alder reaction there is 2 reacting partner, one is diene and another is dienophile. the diene, in the diene that both the double bond, that means there will be two double bond and both the double bond will be in cis orientation. Now in all the cases we can see that the species are all diene, and first we have to see the tendency for this diene to orient in cis conformation. If we draw the first structure, then in this structure there is a possibility of rotation along this carbon-carbon single bond to orient this in cis conformation. Since this tert-butyl group and this carbon-carbon single bond is in trans orientation, so in the product they will be also in trans orientation. And if we draw this B diene in the cis conformation, if we rotate this molecule along this carbon-carbon bond, then the cis orientation will look like this. I am just writing tert-butyl group here, because if we rotate first this, it will look like this one. We can also write this structure like this. Now for the third case, we can see that if we rotate this molecule along this carbon-carbon bond, then the generated cis structure will look like. Now this orientation is energetically unfavorable, since here is two bulky tertiary butyl group at the vicinal position. So this rotation will not be energetically favorable. That means rotation of this compound to this compound is not energetically favorable, and this structure C will remain in the trans orientation of the double bond. So in the Diels-Alder reaction, this C diene will be least reactive. So C will be least reactive, and between A and B, this is B. Now between A and B, when A reacts with a dienophile, that means if this is dienophile, suppose these are four substituent, when this diene reacts with the dienophile, since there is a tertiary butyl group at the terminal carbon, it will feel steric repulsion with the substituent on the dienophile. But in this case, since tertiary butyl group is at the second carbon center of this olefin, so it will not feel such steric repulsion with the substituent with the dienophile. So B will be more reactive in the Diels-Alder reaction than that of A. So B will be more reactive. After that it will come A, and least reactive will be C. So we can see that option number A is the correct answer. Now this is a very easy question. We have to tell about the compound which is optically active. Now a compound will be optically active if it does not contain any symmetry element. Here we can see that there is a sigma plane passing through this middle of this carbon, and it will bisect this molecule into two equal halves, and since it is containing a mirror plane, that is sigma v plane, so it will be optically inactive. And similarly in this case also there will be sigma plane passing containing this methyl group and these two carbon atom, and it will bisect this molecule into two equal halves, or there is a possibility of sigma plane along this carbon-carbon bond. This will bisect this molecule also in two equal halves, so it will be also optically inactive. Now in this structure we can see that there is only one sigma plane passing through this methyl carbon, this carbon, and this methyl carbon, and it will bisect this molecule into two equal halves, so it will be also optically inactive. In this case we can see that there is no such sigma plane or center of symmetry or any other symmetry element except C2 axis, so we can say that this molecule will be optically active. Now let's see next question. Here we have to tell about the reaction conditions that provides 1-butene as the major product. Now for the first reaction we can see that it is treated with a base potassium tert-butoxide, and the tert-butoxide anion will abstract a acidic proton, that means a proton at the beta position of this bromine atom. Since if it is alpha, then it will be beta, and if it abstracts this proton, acidic proton, it will form here double bond and bromide minus will be eliminated, and it will lead to the formation of 1-butene, and it will be the major product for this reaction. And for the second case, here we can see if the secondary bromide is treated with potassium tert-butoxide, then there is a possibility of abstraction of two different type of acidic proton, since both the two protons are quite acidic. Now if this base abstract this primary CH bond, then there will be formation of 1-butene, and similarly it can also abstract this secondary CH bond, and if the base abstract this secondary CH bond, and here will be double bond, bromide minus will be eliminated, there will be formation of 2-butene. That means, and since this 2-butene is thermodynamically more stable than that of 1-butene, it will be formed as the major product. So this option is not correct, since we have to tell about the reaction condition which gives 1-butene as the major product, and the first reaction is allowed. Now to see the next two conditions, let erase this thing. In the third case, it is a reaction, it is a condition for Hofmann elimination, and in this case the silver hydroxide is acting as a base. Here OH minus will abstract a proton, and it will majorly abstract that proton which is more acidic. Now between these two proton, this primary CH bond is more acidic than that of this secondary CH bond, so it selectively abstract this carbon hydrogen bond, that is this proton, and will eliminate this NMe3 as the leaving group, so it will lead to the formation of 1-butene as the major product. Since this NMe3 group is not a beta leaving group, so the base will abstract the more acidic CH bonds and lead to the formation of less stable product as the major product. And in the previous case, since bromine will liberate as a bromide minus and it is a beta leaving group, so it will lead to the formation of more stable, more substituted double bond. So this condition is satisfied to form the 1-butene as the major product. And for the last case, this secondary hydroxyl, if it is treated with a acid, first it will protonate this OH group to OH2 plus. Now there will be liberation of OH2 and formation of here carbocation, and it will lead to the formation of more substituted thermodynamically more stable 2-butene as a major product, and along with that there will be also formation of 1-butene, and it will be minor product, and 2-butene will be major product. Since here will be here is possibility of abstraction of this primary CH bond and secondary CH bond, and abstraction of secondary CH bond will lead to the formation of more stable 2-butene as a major product. So this condition will not lead to the formation of 1-butene as a major product. So we can see that option number A and C is the correct answer, and along the given option 3 will be the correct answer for this question. Here we have to tell about the major product formed in this given reaction, and this compound is treated with aqueous sodium bicarbonate. In presence of aqueous sodium bicarbonate, water will attack at this CCl3 group and liberate or eliminate this 3 Cl group at chloride minus. So if water attacks at this carbon center, it will liberate the chlorine as Cl minus, and that will end up with formation of HCl. Since here will be OH2 plus and Cl minus, that Cl minus can abstract one H plus from this OH2 group and will form this species. Similarly, another two water molecule can attack at the CCl bond to form the corresponding triol species, and it can liberate water molecule, that is here OH bond will break and here form double bond and OH will be liberated. So there will be liberation of water and it will form the corresponding acid part here. So this will be the final product of the given reaction, and we can see that option number 1 is the correct answer. Now in this case we have to tell about the reaction through which this olefin species is forming this product, cyclized product. Here we can see that the reaction is taking place between a olefin and this allyl group. This part is allyl, since here is double bond and here is CH, that means allyl CH bond, and this double bond is taking part in the reaction with this olefin. Since here we can see that there is a 5-member ring, so here will be the 5-member ring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there is a double bond shift in this case taking place. So we can see from this product that the reaction is Aldred in reaction. And I am drawing the mechanism of this reaction. If we write first the structure of the compound, in the Aldred in reaction or in reaction, there is a involvement of 4 electron from allylic part, that is 2 electron from this pi bond and 2 electron from this CH sigma bond, and another 2 electron is coming from this olefin, and they will react to each other to form such cyclic ring, and the reaction is happening like this, that is this double bond can attack here, here will be opening of the double bond, here will be anion, and that anion can abstract this CH bond, and there will be breaking of the CH bond, here will be formation of carbon-carbon double bond, and due to attack of this double bond at this center, there will be formation of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-member ring, and the reaction which is taking place between these two groups will be stereochemically cis. So both the CO2 ET group and this alkyl group will be on the same side of this cyclopentane ring. If we draw this group on above the plane, so if we draw this above the plane, so here this part, that is CO2 ET part, will be also above the plane. So this will be the product of this reaction. Here is a double bond. So we can see that option number 1 is the correct answer, and this is mainly 1,5 hydrogen shift reaction. Since here is 1, it is 2, it is 3, it is 4, it is 5. From 1 to the hydrogen is transferring to 5 carbon centers, so it is 1,5 hydrogen shift reaction. In this reaction we have to tell about the major product for this reaction, and the reaction will take place through the addition elimination of this amine. Now we can see that the reaction will take place either at this carbon bromine bond or at this carbon chlorine bond to proceed through addition elimination reaction pathway. Now the reactivity will depend on the electrophilicity of the carbon center at which the nucleophile will attack. Due to the higher electronegativity of chlorine atom, this carbon center will be more electrophilic than that of this carbon center, since bromine is less electronegative than chlorine. On the other hand, nitrogen center will exert its minus I effect on the all the carbon center of this pyridine ring, and since it is at the ortho position, minus I effect of this nitrogen will be higher at this place in comparison to the meta position. So this center will be more electron deficient, and addition of this amine, that is nucleophile, will take place at this position and ultimately lead to the liberation of Cl group as Cl minus, and that will abstract one proton from this NH bond to form the corresponding acid, and the final product will be this will be the final product. And if we draw the mechanism, that is in the first step, when the amine will attack at this center, it will be plus, here will be anion, and that anion will be conjugated through the ring through resonance, and in the last step there will be elimination of this chloride ligand, and that chloride ligand can abstract one proton from this NH2 plus moiety to form the corresponding product, that will be this one. So this will be the final product, and we can see that option number D is the correct answer. It is a very easy question. We have to tell about the major product in this reaction, and here we can see that this para substituted aminophenol is treated with such anhydride in presence of pyridine base. Now the product will depend upon the nucleophilicity of these two groups, that is hydroxyl group and amino group. Now since the electronegativity of nitrogen is less than that of oxygen, so nucleophilicity of NH2 group will be higher than that of hydroxyl group, and the NH2 group will attack through the lone pair on nitrogen on the carbonyl group of this anhydride. And in the first step, if it attacks on the anhydride, so ultimately it will attack here, the carbonyl group will open up, and this group will be eliminated as the leaving group, so it will form this product. And since pyridine is present within the reaction medium, this will abstract this acidic NH proton to deliver the final product, this one, and this will be formed as a major product, and the product corresponding to attack from the hydroxyl group may be formed as the minor product. This will be the major product. So we can see that option number B is the correct answer. Here is another possibility that NH2 will attack at this carbonyl group, and this group will be eliminated, but the leaving nature of this part, this group, is higher than that of this part. Okay, so the amine will attack at this carbonyl group, and on the other way, the reactivity of this carbonyl group is higher than that of this carbonyl group. Since here is two lone pair is conjugating within this carbonyl group, so it will reduce the electrophilicity of this carbonyl group more than that of this, since here one oxygen lone pair is taking part into resonance with this carbonyl group. So this will be the final product. Now this is the last question for this discussion. Here we have to tell about the IR stretching frequency order for this carbonyl group of this different A star, cyclic A star, that means lactone. Here we can see that it is a double bond, it is internal double bond. Here we can see that in this case, since oxygen lone pair is there is a possibility of taking part into resonance with this double bond, so this oxygen center will be more electron deficient, and as a result it will attract the carbonyl electron density more towards it, and therefore the oxygen lone pair will take part into resonance with this electrophilic carbonyl carbon. So the bond strength or bond order of this carbonyl group increases, and stretching frequency of carbonyl for this lactone will be highest among these other two cases, since there is not such possibility of increasing the electron deficiency of this A star or lactone oxygen center. Now in the remaining two cases we can see that these two double bonds are in conjugation with this carbonyl group, and it will reduce the stretching frequency of the carbonyl group, since if it take part into resonance then the carbonyl CO bond order will be decreased, and therefore stretching frequency will decrease. Now the strength of the resonance of this double bond with this carbonyl group will be higher for A than that of C, since in A the double bond is within the cyclic ring, so it will be in proper orientation to take part into resonance with this carbonyl group, and therefore it will reduce the stretching frequency of this carbonyl group more than that of C, since in this case the double bond is in external double bond, that is endocyclic double bond, and it is not in such proper orientation than that of this double bond which is within the ring. Therefore the decrease of carbon stretching frequency in A will be higher than that of C, and therefore C will have higher stretching frequency than that of A, and the order of higher stretching frequency will be this: B will be highest, then C, then A, and we can see that option number 3 is the correct answer. So that's all for this discussion. In the next video I will solve December 2018 physical chemistry 2 marker 10 questions, and if you like this video then you can also share it with your friends, and thank you for watching. If you are new in this channel then please subscribe to my channel Chem Analysis to get such interesting question answer series videos in future. Thank you once again.